we're going to talk a little bit about spot buy and how it helps enable you to manage tailspin. So spot buy is not meant to replace strategic sourcing. It's not meant to replace large source deals that are really strategic spend for the company or large spend volumes for the company. It's really meant to replace tactical sourcing, tactical procurement, some of the ad hoc spend, things that you would expect to see on a P card, things where transaction costs actually add up to more than the total value of the POs. Those are the $20 purchases that you don't have a negotiated agreement with. That's the tail spend management. That's the thousands of suppliers that you spend $100, $200 a year with that aren't really, they really just add less value to the organization than they should. And labor cost of managing that's probably higher. And so a little bit on some of the suppliers and then the core marketplaces you see down below. We are growing, almost every week we're adding new suppliers, so this ecosystem grows. Now we'll jump into spot buy. This is actually a guided buying realm enabled here. If you haven't seen guided buying before, you have the tiles where you can quickly and easily search for an item that isn't a pre-negotiated spend category. If I look for something like Cosmo, which was demoed at Reba Live to connect, you'll notice that there's no results found, and then I have the option of going to the spot buy catalog. And so when I click on the spot buy catalog, ultimately I will find Cosmo and can purchase Cosmo. There's a lot of options as far as setup and configuration, what's allowed to be bought. Commodities, you can tell what commodities are and are not allowed, as well as putting limitations where they can request the item, but it still has to go through fountain pens. So when I look for fountain pens, ultimately, you'll notice that we have one fountain pen, which happens to be $150. I may decide as a budget owner, I don't want to spend $150 on a Make Procurement Awesome fountain pen, so I'm going to go out to spot buy and ultimately look for other fountain pens. You'll notice that we have a variety of suppliers out here ranging not just the eBay marketplace with a lot of options. Again, these are things that you can limit and really limit it, and if you only want certain suppliers, you can also only have certain suppliers. Ultimately, a really great tool. You can set all this by dollar threshold, which is pretty common. And everything's electronically enabled, so all the orders go out electronically, and it's reconciled through your P card, which is great because then you still get your P card rebate, and you reconcile the P card. If you look at the administration console for spot buy, the admin console here will give us a lot of insight into just exactly what all options you have. Ultimately, you can see the dashboard here, but really you want to go down to the setup. Here you'll notice we have the marketplaces. In this case, it's a North American realm, so you only see eBay. With eBay or any of the marketplaces, you can turn the channel on or off. You also have the option to purchase used or refurbished items. You can allow power users, that's generally buyers or purchasing agents, or everyone to purchase those. So that's almost an option on all the spot buy setup is who do you want to allow. You can also set who do you want supply-wise to buy from, only top-rated sellers, select sellers, or custom list, which is useful because if you need to do supplier vetting on your side, you can vet specific eBay suppliers. You can also restrict specific suppliers. Maybe you've had issues, you can restrict specific suppliers as well. And then we get into the network suppliers, and this is really one of the more useful options now. And these are all defaulted off, and when you set up spot buy, ultimately you just come in here and you decide, hey, I want B&H photo on or off, select it, and then that channel turns on. Pretty straightforward. When you go to restrictions, you have commodity restrictions that you can allow or not allow for items to show up in the catalog. So if I decide that I don't want any computers, I can navigate down to currently turn those off if I wanted to. Sorry, there it is. So we'll turn computers off. You also have the option to allow power users to see those items. and you can always set the dollar threshold that says they can purchase that commodity up to a specific dollar threshold. Again, it's meant for tailspin management, so it's not one of those items where you're expecting to buy, tens of thousands of dollars through spot buy. The commodities also allow you to enable categories as you're going along. So if one category feels that they're ready and another category says, oh, I don't want to use spot buy, I don't want, I have tailspin management through my suppliers, or I want to see all the purchases. This allows you to enable certain commodities and not others. So very useful in the enablement strategy because oftentimes, maybe not everyone in the organization wants to use spot buy for their category management, and so it allows you to enable a specific category.